Hey, it's me, TB, and today I'm going to be doing the Ride or Die book tag. I was tagged by Donna Sundoku, and I will link her as well as the original video down below in the description thingy, where you can also find all of my social media links if you want to follow me anywhere else. So the first question is the BFF, a book that not everyone likes, but has been with you since the start. You'll always love them. For me, my answer is Fallen by Lauren Kate. Listen, I've owned this book for a very long time, since like 2012, and basically like the book that got me into reading like hardcore for the first time. And like once after I read this, I started like buying books more, like way back in high school. So 2012, I think I was in like 8th grade maybe. So I remember reading one like part of the series at least in one of my like 8th grade classes, so around that time period. So for a solid chunk of my life, I haven't reread any of them since I first read them, and I want to so fucking badly. Especially since another channel I follow, Forged in Fiction, she's been doing a like reread of the series, or like not of the series, but like of like paranormal romances of the late 2000s or early 2010s or whatever. And this is one of the books that she read, and I actually want to know how she felt about it, because it's very nostalgic for me. And I think once I finish my winter TBR, I'm gonna read this and vlog it, because I haven't read it in so fucking long, and I'm like partially scared, but also like really interested to know like what I forgot from the series, you know. So yeah, this is a story, or like part of a series about this girl named Luce, and she's sent to this like school for like delinquents because her boyfriend burst into flame. And I think that she like lit him on fire or something, I don't know. But she goes there, and then she finds this weird guy called Daniel, but he's weird in like that ominous, mysterious bad boy way. Shit happens, and he's like some paranormal creature, you know, shocker, surprise. And, you know, shit happens, and then we have like 4 books in the series. Well, 4 books, and then a novella, and then like a book that takes place after the first 4 books. I never read like that book. So yeah. Also, just fun fact, I'm pretty sure this is a first edition. It like says so right here. So I mean, that's pretty cool. So the second book, The Long Drive, a book you take on a journey, or if you know you'll be spending a lot of time unable to move. Think plane, train, or automobile. For that, I'm gonna pick Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. Listen, I say this every time, but I didn't take Spanish. I took French. So yeah, I can't pronounce anything that's even slightly Spanish, so my bad, you know. But basically, I want to read this because I owned it for a longest time. Second of all, when I had my books instead of like an actual tripod, I was using this as like the very top book, so I saw it like almost every single fucking day. So then I was like, fuck, I really want to like read it now because I've seen it every single fucking day. And yeah, this is about, I think, a knight called Don Quixote, and they're traveling through 16th century Spain to like basically make himself to, like, he wants to be known as like a knight, but in the 16th century, the era of the knight was over. Just him, just kind of being oblivious to like everything basically. I think the part that most people probably know is the scene where he is attacking a windmill because he thinks it's a monster, because he just hasn't seen like a windmill before. That was on one of my tests back in like 8th grade. So yeah, never read this, but it's long as fuck. I think it's almost 1,000 pages, so like that would keep me busy for at least like 16 hours probably, you know. So yeah. So 3, The Newcomer, the most recent book you've read that you can't stop talking about. Get it, but the most recent book that I read that I can't stop thinking about is Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Talk about this in my most recent like mid-month wrap-up. To summarize, it's about a mixed race girl who's trying to find her identity in early 20th century America, and how she's living a really weird time period between like where after the slaves were freed, but black people still don't have rights, so they're kind of like in that weird like middle stage, you know. And like I try to tell a little bit more. Like she goes through many like marriages. She's just trying to find herself in the world, I guess is the best way to like describe it. So yeah, really liked it. And Zora Neale Hurston was one of the writers in the Harlem Renaissance. So yeah. 4, The Quiet One, the book you reach for when you need some peace and quiet. I'm gonna be cheating and just say like everything, because I pretty much only read when it's quiet around me. And like I guess no book takes me into a quieter place. I guess like they're all equal-ish. Like Not to mention I haven't like reread a book like a lot. The most I've ever reread a book is like twice or like maybe 3 times. So don't have anything for that answer. So yeah. So 5, the outgoing one. The book you love to read in public or don't mind keeping with you for antisocial social occasions. Love to read in public. Well, first of all, I never read in public unless it's at school, and then I don't read to attract people's attention. So I don't have like a specific book for this, and I don't have one like right now because the book I'm reading right now is on my phone, so I can just look like I'm playing on my phone. So like I don't really have an answer for this. I don't think. I guess the most recent answer would be Temeraire by Novick, or just during like the holiday seasons when I was with my family. I totally ignored all of them. Just read this. So the dragon in the era of the Napoleonic Wars, and it's about just like alternate history where dragons exist and they're used in warfare. And it's basically like the stories you read as a kid, and it's like focused on like a boy and his dog. This is about like a man and his dragon. And the dragon is very sweet and adorable. And Temeraire is just a lovely little baby, and I want to love him forever. 6, the guilty pleasure. The book you don't want to justify because it will be too embarrassing. But you love it nonetheless. It's gonna be basically anything by L.J. Smith. Like Homegirl was one of like the OGs writing like paranormal romance, in like the early 90s, maybe late 80s, or like throughout the 90s, I guess. But she was one of like the very first people to actually do that shit and like make money off of it. She wrote The Vampire Diaries, which is about vampires. The Secret Circle, which is about witches. Night World, which is about like all kinds of paranormal shit. She wrote The Forbidden Game, which about people that get stuck in a board game to do some like game shit. I haven't read that one. She wrote Night Vision, which is about someone's telepathy, I think, or telekinesis, one of the two, and just other shit. And like her books from like the early 90s and like the paranormal romance, so they haven't aged the best. But you want something like cheesy, fun that you can like go through and just, like enjoy your time, because again they're like paranormal romance from the early 90s. They're not like hard to read. There's like little to no plot, let's be honest here, and they're basically all about just like love and romance, like as a slice little like oomph of like magical adventure bullshit, you know. So 7, The Stranger. The book no one seems to have heard of, and he wished everyone had read it so you could talk about it. We by Yevgeny Zamyatin. This is a science fiction novel, or like a dystopia that was published in like 1921. Yevgeny lived in Russia during that really shitty time. There were like a lot of like novels and short stories during that time period, and this is one of them. And this is basically the one that George Orwell read and then stole the ideas from to write 1984. If you want to read like 1984, but like good. If you want to read like 1984 with like a good female main character that actually like does something. 8, The Book Was Better. A book you loved, but the film adaptation was awful. I know Fallen had one, but I haven't watched it yet. Someone like read the book and then watch the movie just to like see how it compares, because there's a lot of like a drama around the movie. Won't get into details about, but like it took a while after it was filmed for it to actually be released. It was kind of like a direct-to-DVD thing, so as you can guess, the budget probably wasn't all there. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. And I would say Percy Jackson, but the first book and second book are the worst in the original 5 books. So I don't really care the movie's bad because it represents how bad the books were. They're still like 3 stars and 4 stars, but they were definitely the weakest in the first 5 books. So I guess that maybe, because like I haven't read a lot of books that have movies. I guess those are gonna give me answers because I don't have anything else. Like most of my books haven't been turned into movies. At least I haven't watched the movie version of them. I could say Beautiful Creatures, because that was turned into a movie and I didn't even watch it because I was like, fuck, that's gonna be so bad, or it's gonna be bad. Because there's like 2 important characters that help the main character grow. There's one character that's like involved in like the magical world and one character that isn't. And the movie decided to combine them into one character to like save on budget. And I was like, fuck that. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Fuck it, I'm not watching it. I don't remember what it's all about. It was about this guy named Ethan and his girlfriend named Lena. And she's a caster, which means she has magical powers. And before she turns 16, she has to decide whether or not she wants to be like good or evil. And she's kind of like just torn because, of reasons or whatever. Shit happens, and the story goes on for like 5 books and like 4 spin-off books. I stopped reading in the middle of book 3, so I have no idea what everything else is about. So, yeah. 9. The author. An author, you'll read everything they'll ever produce. You trust them completely, whether it's a hardback series of 50 novels or a shopping list. I think I'm gonna pick Ben Alderson, who wrote the Cloaked in Shadow series, or the Cloaked in Shadow and Found in Night, which is part of the Dragori series. It's about gay elves that can turn into like these dragon-like creatures. It's great. You should read it. Basically, like, these books are so fucking good. Like, this book and a sequel, Found in Night, were so fucking good. They gave them both 5 stars and have like no real complaints because the plot and the pacing felt so good. The characters were great. The story was great. The romance was great. I guess I should say the romances were great. So just all around, it was a great fucking time. So it was fantastic. I think besides this trilogy, he wrote like he's in the middle of writing some other series that I haven't read yet. So maybe I'll get around to reading that. Maybe I have no idea really. But yeah. Then 10, the tubers. Pick 3 YouTubers, tag them, and let them know they're your ride or die. Listen, how would I do this? But I'm kind of filming on like a strict time budget thing. I have to like edit this and like upload it like really soon. So I don't have time to like look through my long ass list. So like if I do tag anyone, they'll be in the description below. My bad for not mentioning in the video. But listen, I need to film and edit this shit, and that's like a lot of work for me. So yeah. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, subscribe, like, share it, and all that jazz.